3 through 5. They sang as it were a new song before the throne. They sang as it were a new song before the throne. Before the 4 living creatures and the elders, and no one could learn that song except the 144,000 who were redeemed from the earth.
Song is praise the
These
Creator.
are the ones
Nobody else.
who are not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are the ones who follow the Lamb wherever he goes. These were redeemed.
Now the Creator said we're supposed to multiply, so you have to X that out. That throws that away. Virgins of what? You're not going to be dealing with what? Mr. J. You have became a virgin because you left Mr. J alone. You have became a virgin because you left Christianity alone. You haven't became a virgin in that BS because you walked away from it. The Creator woke you up. You always went away from it anyway when you were younger, and you didn't know why. When you got older, you didn't even bother to go, and you didn't know why. The Creator de-virgin made you a virgin of their belief. And you don't believe in the Lamb. You're against the Lamb because the Lamb is portrayed as the devil. So therefore, we only serve the Creator.
To God.
Thank you to everybody who has been leaving comments and asking for prayer. I feel the Lord's Spirit. It's a very informative video. It's about the 144,000. It's about the Christians who will be left behind. And I didn't know who they were. I didn't get it until I started reading Revelation. Lord. And I didn't know who they were. I didn't get it until I started reading Revelation. I was like, Lord. And I didn't know who they were. I didn't get it until I started reading Revelation. I was like, oh, so there's like a special group of people that will be used in the end times, like in this very grievous time. I had this one vision where I saw this particular 144,000 male, and he had this ability, he had this power. And by the way, I've seen 144,000 flying and doing all kind of things, and also believers in that tribulation time. I don't know if that's like so literal, but we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I've seen it, and it was incredible, very incredible. But and it has nothing to do with the rapture, the time of the snatching away. But this one particular 144,000, wherever he was, there was like a missile coming, and he already knew it was coming. Like they had like this soul, like supernatural abilities, like these abilities from the Lord, like incredible, like X-Men or something. He knew it was coming, and he like put his hand up, and the missile, he dismantled the missile from the inside. So he shut down from the inside, like everything that made that missile operate. So it stopped flying, and then it looked like it hit a wall that wasn't there, and he like crushed the missile in midair, and it was crazy. It looked like an accordion, like when, you know, like when you smash something, it just like smashed and just like crushed, and then it just fell in the ocean. And I thought that was so incredible. And I've seen other things about the 144, like they had abilities like that. And like I can only imagine the tribulation is gonna be so crazy. So crazy that it's gonna be needed that there's 2 witnesses, 144,000 Christians also who are gonna serve as martyrs in that time.
Won't be 144,000 Christians. So what he's saying is 144,000 obviously will be helping people. And the Christians at this time will be being murdered or martyred, as you're going to see they're going to be doing, as they already are doing in other countries. So that's already started. And they're obviously going to be looking for the 144,000. People are going to be, the bad people are going to be looking for 144,000 because we're going to be the ones to fight the battle. That's why they named you Generation X, as in the X-Men.
I had this dream back November 15th, 2017, so it's been about 4 years since I had this dream, and I wasn't going to release it unless I got confirmation. I honestly just got confirmation about maybe a few weeks ago now. I got confirmation to release it. So I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys hear it the way I recorded it 4 years ago. So here it is. I had this dream where I was inside of TV shows. I was doing different TV shows like I think I was in Different Worlds, but I'm recording this dream late. The Different Worlds part, I'm not sure on. But I know I was in a TV show with this elite group, and we had all these different powers. And I had a knowing of that, even though it wasn't revealed to me what powers that they were. And one of the members on my team was this guy, Abraham, from that show, Zoo. We was in this TV show, and we was the good people. Like, we was these, I guess you can say, elite soldier for God.
In the dreams, Creator uses people that you would recognize to make the dream more familiar. That's all.
That's what it was.
So don't take that person's name or person quite literally as far as the name of that person or what they look like. We'll just take the fact that we, the 144,000, have a job to do, and this is explaining some of the things that people are seeing in their dreams. Many of us had these dreams.
We were, yeah. And like angels in a way. So we would go to these different sitcoms about fighting evil, and the sitcom was coming to an end, and we was undefeated in the different TV shows against evil. No one could beat us, and at the end we defeated all the evil and left them with like very few numbers, just almost, obliterated. I'm probably not saying that word right, but just, almost none of them left. And so the sitcom had came to an end, the show ended, and then the bad people had kidnapped one of our members, and this member was Bow Wow, okay? They had kidnapped his family, and he was on the good side, and they said that if you don't fight for us, then we're gonna kill your family.
And again, the Creator uses familiar faces to make the dream seem more familiar. Okay, this is how the Creator's working with this particular sister.
And he was so worried about them killing his family because he knew they would. So he said, "Okay, I'll fight for you." And when he did that, his eyes turned black, and he became instantly just cold, like no feelings, just evil. And they told him that he had to kill all of us, all the people on my team. And so then he went to Abraham's house, and he had a lot of the members at his house. He had this really big...
So 144,000, that's a warning to us to be watchful, because even some of our own 144,000 get put in a crazy position that they might fold. It gets real. However, you should never fold. You should always be like, no, you 144,000. Like, man, listen, I would have said no. I'm sorry. I love my family. I love any child I ever had. It's only two. Then my marriage came into two. Still, I would not give up what the Creator gave me, and the guarantee of being in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? When you have to realize at that point that if they was to unfortunately die because they was gonna kill him, one, they would go to the Creator anyway because they died for the Creator's cause. So you shouldn't take down. Two, you got these abilities. You should be trying to fight these dudes and free your family. Or at least die trying.
Big home, and they was in the kitchen, and he went in there, and I knew that they would only let certain people in. It was real fortified and everything, but they trusted him because he was one of them. And he came in, and he hugged this lady, and as soon as he hugged her, he took his one arm around her, and the other arm he shot her in the stomach, and he immediately turned around and just shot real quick everybody else in the head real quick. And he was real militant and crazy. He had no feelings, and these was people that he worked with, his friends, his comrades, and he just killed everybody. And so I wasn't there.
Remember the scene that they showed the Matrix when that dude turned on him and unplugged him, and dude died? Remember that scene? So basically you're gonna have a bunch of folks who there may be some that can't be 144,000, one or two bad apples that will try to mess things up for everybody else. So this is going to be a tight battle, obviously. They will get embarrassed, they will be put to shame, but this is going to be a tight battle because they're going to get down to the dirty, how they said, they're going to get low down, dirty, and greasy.
My children was back at my house, and it looked just like the house that I have now. And So they was trying to kill us all at the same time before we got wind that he had went rogue and was killing everybody. So at my house, one of the guys that had been killed, he was either killed or hostage, but I had the feeling out in the dream that I'm pretty sure that he was killed. And so anyway, this guy comes to my house looking like him. But, I thought it was him, so I let him in. And I was always on guard. Like in the dream, I was one of the leaders. The group had different leaders, and I was one of the leaders of the group.
All right, so they have these skin suits you can wear, so they can actually, so these FBI agents can look like 144,000 and then somehow get in the building you in to infiltrate you. Or they could have sometimes, because they can, if they, like I said, just because you're on 144,000 mean you're invincible. So if you lose a battle and then, you're cut off, not cut off, but you're gone, like you're dead, in this place, how they say dead, although we don't really die, then they could actually clone the body, because all they need is actually a small piece of skin. Even a piece of hair will do. They will clone and send a clone to your camp, wherever y'all at, they're so grimy. Go ahead and infiltrate your 144,000 group, supposed to protect the second and third fruit and defeat our enemies and the devil and the devil's buddies. We're supposed to defeat all of them. We are going to be the creator's battle axe, but we got to be careful. Now we hearing this. The first time I ever heard that we're going to have infiltrators, but we should have obviously figured that out. And that's something I should have thought about also myself.
And I had a knowing of that. And so I was always on guard. So even though this guy appeared to be the guy on my team, he came to my house, he was talking to everybody, just greeted us, and probably not even a minute after he was there, he said something or looked a certain way, and I said, "You're not him." And I just jumped on him and I tied his hands and his back. I said, "Who are you? Where is he at? Where is the other guy?" And I was hollering at him, and then he told me who he was, and he was one of the bad guys, and he had the power to shapeshift. And he had shapeshift into the other guy. So, wow. Is that some of the powers that the enemy is going to have? Shapeshifting?
Yes, the Draco does that now. You see the Draco on the news. You see the Draco even on some of your movies. Some of your artists are Dracos. If they really tall, they Dracos. 9 times out of 10, some of the security and some of the folks who are in charge of the armies are also Dracos. They infiltrated the whole entire system. We have Dracos walking all around the earth. Some of you walk by and don't even know it. Some of y'all walk by them every day and don't even know it because you might have a neighbor that's a Draco. So yes, if they're on the bad side, they can and will do that. They have that ability still to this day.
So anyway.
See, the 144,000 are going to be the ones that fight the war and the whole 9 yards. People keep saying the Jakes are going to do it, but it's not the Jakes. But the Jakes are the ones that want to have fun. They want to party. They love the system. They don't hate the system like we hate the system. They don't despise it like we despise the system. They don't realize that paper, what you call money, is worthless because at the end of the day, it's just paper. You can get that from a tree. So if you have land and you have wilderness and you have places where you can get stuff from, well then that's better than the paper they call money because you have yourself supplies without having to pay for it. When you can farm your own land, you have supplies that you don't have to pay for. You see? A simple life they don't want you to have that connects you back to the creator, back to the land, and helps you get these abilities, building a relationship with the creator as well.
But he shapeshifted into the other guy, and I called him. He had got past my daughters, but as soon as he said something to me, he made a look. His eyes looked funny, and or something. It was the way he looked, and I jumped on him, and I knew it wasn't him. And so then I was placing him under arrest, and then I went into a vision. I saw what Bow Wow had did to the other team members, and I saw another guy. For some reason, some Asian guy. He was dressed in some kind of ancient Asian outfit, like almost like a Buddhist outfit. You know how you have your shoulder out on one side, and his hair was braided though. It was black hair, and it was like in different braids that went down his head, but not long.
It It wasn't locks, obviously. Sometimes I know people are known for locks and for braids, but it wasn't locks. Whatever he had on his head.
Long braids, that came like right.
And it wasn't cornrows either, she's saying. So it was braids that were hanging down, probably straight braids. She's saying it's not locks, so we'll just say it's most likely straight braids.
Right to his neck. And he was on our team as well. And I had a knowing that he was in danger. And I was just looking at him in a vision. It was more than just a vision. I could even reach out.
And something about the monk suit. I just want you. We're not talking about the monks per se, but I will give the monks a little bit of credit. They serve their own entity, so let's not even touch that. We all know that. What we're talking about is the fact that they have learned some of the secrets that we have forgotten. This is why some monks can walk through walls. These abilities that we're gonna have. They can levitate, abilities that we're gonna have, and show incredible strength, and abilities that we're gonna have. Yes, they take countless hours of training. They dedicate their whole life to it, and all that stuff. They probably don't eat meat in the whole 9 yards. We're actually not supposed to eat meat. But I will say this: they have learned that part good. Their downfall is that they serve deities. We're gonna leave that at that because it is what it is. Because the point of this lesson is to show you the 144,000, what's going to be happening, and that we're going to be the ones to fight. The second and third food are not meant there to fight. They're supposed to be protected and hidden away, with the 144,000 protecting and destroying our enemies. The devil and all of the devil's buddies must be destroyed by the 144,000, which is going to be a low-down, greasy battle. It's going to be a tough one.
And touch him in this vision. And so I was kind of reaching out for his face, and I was looking at him face to face, real close, and like he's in danger. He's in danger. So
now, all the 144,000 are going to be brown or black onto the ground. You need to know that. Okay, so I know you're showing some faces of outside nations, but you have to realize she's only doing it for the monks, so she's not doing it for this guy, color and all that stuff. And I'm not being rude. It's not about color. It's actually about a bloodline. It just so happens the bloodline is black onto the ground.
So I'm not sure if God was showing me that the enemy could help, and that was the dream, by the way, but I'm not sure if God is showing me that the enemy, some of his enemies might have, superpowers too, which they did have.
Yep, they
and
do.
Shape-shifting abilities, and I'm not sure if he was trying to tell me something about Bow Wow, that Bow Wow is once a Christian, but now he went rogue.
Oh no!
Is that what he's trying to tell me? Because I felt.
Now, unfortunately, when you get folks that actually the creator's trying to reach out to them to wake them up, they don't always wake up, so they stay into this Christianity. What the creator was actually showing her is that the devil has 144,000 as well. And that's what we're going to be fighting, the devil's 144,000. The good guys against the bad guys. The last battle between good and evil. Bow Wow is most likely a Draco or is a clone, which means that he is 144,000 of the devil. And yes, some of these clones and Dracos do have abilities. Their abilities were not taken away from them. Sorry to tell you that, but it's the truth. Okay? And the creator's showing her this, not just to wake up from Christianity, but to try to get her to wake up to realize who she may be and to warn her about our enemies and what they may try to do. Unfortunately, she's not woke up from the Christianity part, unfortunately, but she has woken up to the other part. So hopefully the creator will work on her. We all wake up at different times on different levels. So you have to chew the meat, spit out the bones. I said, wow.
Like when he went rogue like that, he was completely demonically possessed. Like there was nothing upstairs. So
when you're cloned, you are demonically possessed.
I don't know if he's telling me that's what really happened in real life.
Welcome back to our channel. I am just now waking up, and I feel it in my spirit to release this prophetic dream that I have. I'm just gonna go ahead and just share it now. Okay, so I saw a YouTuber, a YouTuber in my dream.
Now I know a lot of camps say that only the men's gonna be 144,000, Unfortunately, that is a camp doctrine. That's exactly what it is, a camp doctrine. If the people that were having these dreams are not just men, they are women too. So, with that said, the Creator doesn't lie. And why the Creator gives these people's dreams to warn them, let them know that they are one of the 144,000. So, you have to listen to the Creator. Every word the Creator says. Remember, in that book they call the Bible, and even some of the older books, they have infiltrated them. And there's a lot of stuff that you'll be surprised how much is infiltrated. Most people, 99.9% of people still really don't fully recognize how infiltrated these books have become. It's just when you older books, there's less infiltration, but you still got to be careful, and you're going to need dictionaries. But let's just keep going.
Last night, I don't know her name, but I think the name of her channel is My Season Now. My Season Now. Yes, that's the name of her channel. Yes. So I saw her in my dream, and she was talking, and
There's a part 2 coming.
It looked like we were somewhere. We were having a meeting, like a Bible study or something. Her and I and a couple of other people. Yeah. So when she was talking, she was saying, this is her exact words. She said, yeah, like, God's been showing me that, that I'm 144. I'm part of 144. I've been seeing 144 everywhere. Everywhere I look, I see 144. And God's been showing me that I'm part of that group. I'm 144, and this is why. And then I took over and I responded to what she said.